having a well-rounded, thought-through strategy is absolutely crucial if you want to deliver successful digital transformation. What are the aspects of the strategy that go beyond explaining the usual business case, the S's and to be processes and technology, and actually help you confidently jump into the RFP process and implementation? This is what I want to share today. Welcome, everyone. My name is Irina Ashdown. I'm a digital transformation consultant and the founder of Amplify DX. We are a business transformation consultancy. We are technology agnostic, and all we're focused on is to deliver meaningful, measurable business impact through successful digital transformation. I wanted to share some of the key aspects of the strategy playbook that we use here at Amplify. I don't think there is one size fits all when it comes to strategy, but I just wanted to share the logical sequence that we use, and it helped us in the past and deliver quite successful programs. And it just really breaks the whole program into this meaningful chunks and explains the priorities and really helps to deliver successful outcomes in the end. So let's get to it. Number one, program vision. Program vision should really be answering the question, why are we doing this, and set the direction for the whole program. So here it's really important not to be too generic. So for example, I would avoid having a program vision like, we want to become a data first company, simply because really it doesn't say much. Instead, I would try to use sentences with the same kind of diligence that you would use when you're trying to formulate the vision for the whole business, really. So for example, something like, we want to increase revenue and profitability by optimizing the company's operations and improving customer experience to drive loyalty and growth. A lot of words, yes, however, still can pick up clear direction in terms of what we want, and it gives us a big goal to aim for. Number two, program goals. Program goals will help us to clarify how we're going to achieve the big program vision. And just following the same example that we started looking at, we can clearly pick up on two program goals here. So we said we'll increase profitability and revenue through improving customer experience and optimizing the operation. So we can see here like two big parts of the program. One would be to do with optimizing the operations, which is the processes and operating model and all that kind of backend. And then we've got the customer experience, whatever that means for the business. Number three, impact metrics. Impact metrics help us to answer the question, how do we want the business to change after the successful business transformation program? So here it's really important to define those metrics and really find, what we want them to be. If I was to choose, I would probably say this is definitely one of those make or break elements of the strategy, and it takes a lot of effort to do it. However, I would say it's definitely one of those that will pay off in the long run. So again, just following the same example that we started looking at earlier. So in the vision, we had a big goal to improve customer experience, and I was mentioning about driving customer loyalty and growth. So examples of the metrics that we could set in this case, it could be we want to increase customer retention, we want to increase customer conversion, maybe we want to increase customer satisfaction, we want to maybe track all sorts of upsell and cross-sale metrics. Again, I'm being a little bit generic here, but just to explain the idea. But really, in reality, you need to pick the very detailed metrics that are very specific to your business. If we're talking about customer experience, again, it could be like all different metrics for, the customer conversion, usually kind of broken down into several stages. So again, we probably want to track all of those. And not only it's important to define the metrics, it's also important to find what this metric is right now in your business. Then what do we want it to be? And ideally, you want to do a research to see what is the benchmark on the market. So again, doing all of this work really helps in the long run and just will help you to make all sorts of decisions and set the right priority later down the line when you're in the midst of implementation. Number 4, scope and capabilities. Now that we know exactly what we want to achieve from the program, we can start thinking, what do we need to change in the business to achieve those impact metrics? And here I think it's really important to try and think like very objectively. And so, for example, earlier we were talking about improving customer satisfaction, right? And we were talking about the number of metrics. And I think it's important to not just think of let's say, the website capabilities, right? That we will most definitely need to change, but also think it could be also the call center experience that we want to change. We want to think about the whole email journey, just trying to think of the full picture, right? And not be biased towards, I don't know, certain capabilities and technology that you might have had a nice pitch for. So the business needs to come first. Number 5, existing and future operating model. So now that we've answered the questions of what do we want to change in the business, we've outlined all sorts of capabilities. We now want to look at what do we need to do operationally to achieve all the impact metrics that we were talking about earlier. Do we need to change any business processes? How do people's job roles might change? Do we need to change any org structure that will help us to achieve those metrics? So all of these decisions, we really recommend to make at the stage of when you're defining the strategy. I know there are some businesses that prefer treating this as part of the implementation, but really it reduces your risks of making rushed or even wrong decisions later down the line. And it just really gives you that full clarity and, explains this aspect of change early in the stage. Number 6, existing and future technology landscape. Here it's really important to critically assess how much of the existing technology helps us to achieve the impact metrics that we set out earlier in the program. And just thinking of it from this way really will help you to be pragmatic and just help you to make all the right decisions throughout the RFP and the technology selection process. Number 7, implementation roadmap. Now that we have looked at all the different angles of the change, we now have a full picture of what the program entails, and we can build this logical sequence and the different work streams that come together to deliver the initiatives that we set out at the very beginning. I think here it's really important to think of the level of change each business can take at one time. So again, the time element here will be critical, but again, it's very, very different from business to business. So number 7, implementation roadmap. These are the 7 elements of the strategy that helped us to deliver successful programs in the past. If you need more information on strategy, please feel free to visit our website and download the PDF version of the main takeaways that we've discussed today. I hope this was useful, and if you need any advice, formal or even informal, please feel free to reach out. We'll be very happy to help. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.